Did I do sex yet? Because I'm a brutal lover.
There you go. Brutal lover. All right, for the listeners out there, he's a brutal lover.
Ladies, you know what's happening, right?
They don't know what's happening.
Well, they do. I just told them. Collage.
What's good? It's your boy Dot
And Dan Cap.
and this is Non-Playable Critics, where we talk about gaming and everything else in between, unfiltered. How are you doing today, Dan Cap?
Yeah, very good, G. How about you?
I'm all right, man. I mean, the coronavirus is still affecting us, slowly affecting us here in Japan.
Yeah.
And I know for other parts of the world, you guys have been on lockdown for a long time. So we really appreciate you guys checking out our current and brand new podcast.
Yeah, it's been something we wanted to do, just to give to you during the lockdown, so you can try and enjoy yourselves, and we can enjoy ourselves too.
Yeah, so I feel like this is like the you know when you have like a transfer student, right? They come into class and then it's like, yo, you got like a 20 seconds or 30 seconds to go ahead and introduce yourself. I feel like, I think it's we should do that.
Okay.
So you want to start with yourself? So you got 30 seconds right now to just give the viewers. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time. Think about it, right? To tell the viewers who you are, what your point of view is, and we'll just do it off the cuff. All right, you got 30 seconds. The floor is yours, Dan Cap, when you are ready.
I'm ready now. So I'm Dan Cap. I'm a big guy. I don't have a smartphone.
I'm a big guy.
But I want one. So my contradiction in terms.
Okay, don't just go, bro.
Yeah. And I love video games. I love sports. I love anything that has to do with socializing with people. That's what I like. I love people. I love meeting new people from other countries, from everywhere in the world. And that's what really gets me off or excites me. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so if you're that kind of person, you're gonna relate more to him.
Yeah.
Which
Dan Cap.
I think you said like something extremely like so generic. Like it's, I don't think that's like who you are. That's like your fake self. So tell me exactly who you are, what you are. You gotta get your soul out into this. This is
so like help me out. Which one do you think was genetic?
I think all of it was generic. You gotta be like,
no.
I like sports and I like everything.
Well, I like sports. I love rugby.
Yeah, everyone likes. Oh, there you go. See, that's something. That's personality. You're just going off like I like everything. Like, okay, like.
So I love rugby because
it sounds so boring. Like I like everything. Come on, Dan Cap.
I'm not that boring.
I hope not. That's what I'm saying. All right. So wait. Okay, we're gonna rewind that. We're not gonna stop the recording. We're gonna keep going. All right. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do a little bit of a show and tell of exactly who we are, the person that's right in your ear, like saying those sweet nothings as you do whatever it is that you're doing right now. And we are gonna introduce Dan Cap. All right. So this is a show and tell. Imagine you're sitting down in the front row as a listener, and I'm the teacher right now. Dan Cap comes up. All right, guys, we have a new student today. We have Dan Cap. All right, Dan Cap is gonna go into the thing and now tell us about yourself, the real self, the more interesting self.
Okay, so I'm Dan Cap. I like rugby as it's called in Wales.
All right.
Because it's the equivalent of war for many tribes and species around the world, that they go into war. That's what we do when we go into rugby matches.
Okay.
We fight wars, and it makes you like kind of sift out the wheat from the chaff.
So you're saying you're not a chaff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not weak.
Yeah.
Separate the weak from the chaff. What does that mean?
That's the wheat means the people who are actually good for something.
All right.
And the people who are not good for something.
All right. So rugby player, and then
artist.
Have you created any art?
Yeah, I'm a master of. No, I'm not a master, but that was a joke. I'm a master of collage. I was gonna say, master of collage, but I
So
like.
you're a liar. You're a liar.
No. But I won't say master, but I do like collages, and I've made a bunch in my life. One time when I was stoned, I showed my mother like a really good collage that I'd made, but she wasn't impressed.
A collage. A collage is like you made a collage. You can literally take like crayons and just like
No,
put it on
you
paper.
don't know what collage is, do you?
Isn't that a collage?
No.
Is it like
Collage is
like
when
the
you,
different pictures together?
Yeah, when you cut
Different
out
pictures
stuff.
together.
No, nothing to do with crayons.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, but like, it's just like random shit you just put together,
Yeah.
and just like that's a collage.
Into something that you feel about. Like,
So, example, if there was there's a white paper on the floor, right, and there's like 5 drunk guys around it, and everybody yaks on that paper, that can be considered a collage, you know?
no, I couldn't. Right?
Why?
Because a collage is like taking already existing materials and putting them into something.
I feel like
else
that's
to
already.
create something.
I feel
higher.
like that's already existing material.
you were talking about like modern art,
Okay.
right? Like someone pisses on.
I'm just messing with you. All right.
So,
All right.
yeah, I
Go
know
on.
you are. But
Okay.
No, but it's a valid question. But
Yeah.
like I always ask, I ask myself that a lot. Someone pisses or shits.
you're
on
looking at it like
canvas.
so you're questioning that when you made that for your mother. You're like, is this art or is this me like taking
No,
a
she like
is this me taking a
she
piss?
thought it was beautiful.
All right.
but
You know what?
she knew I was
Stop it.
high.
I think that's all that matters. She thought it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
but like,
So that's that cap. That
no,
cap.
no, no,
Hey,
wait,
I swear it's more than 30.
Wait. Like I'm worried that you don't know what a collage is.
No, I just said it. It's a whole bunch of things. Like, for example, like it's more of like, what do you call it? Like a Rocky. You know, in Rocky when he trains and stuff,
Yeah,
and then afterwards,
that's a
like,
montage.
a montage, like a montage, but for pictures.
Okay.
Fair play?
All right. Okay, man.
All right, there you go. So I'm, if this was that game of like like what is it called? You know that game where they have like the thing and you can't say the words like fishing. You can't say fish and rod.
It's like a montage with.
What's that word? Yeah, what's that
fish.
word called? No, there's a game like. Anyways, I don't remember the game.
Jeopardy.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know
Jeopardy.
American games, bro.
No, it was called like I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you.
No, I think I finished.
That's you in a hole. I think you're more than
Yeah.
that. A little bit more. Give me like 10 seconds more. 20
10
seconds more.
seconds of
20
what?
seconds. 20 seconds. The pressure's
What
on.
did I do? Rugby.
Yes.
Uh,
Don't recap.
Did I do sex yet? Cause I'm a brutal lover.
There you go. Brutal
Yeah.
lover. All right, for the listeners out there, he's a brutal lover.
Ladies,
Ladies.
you know what's happening, right?
They don't know what's happening.
Well, they do. I just told them. Collage, rugby.
And all of that points to that.
Rugby is a warrior sport.
Okay.
They know they would have the best night ever in their life.
They would know.
Yeah, of course they would. That's how.
Wow,
it
what an
goes.
intro. What an intro for the viewers
Ah,
and listeners. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty impressive myself.
Anything else? I want you to get it all out there.
Yeah.
This is the first. I mean, you guys are gonna get to know Dan Cap a lot more as we go through, but
So I'm an artist. I have to review everything.
oh my god, okay, stop it.
Artist,
If you're rehashing it, that's all it is.
Sportsman, musician. I'm
Musician.
one of the
Musician?
co-authors of "She Wants to Bow," which is a
That's not
very
even
famous
released yet.
song on Spotify. If you ever want to check it out. So
Okay, done.
musician.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
G, do you want to go?
Okay. Dot. Go by the name Dot or G Dot. Lots of different nicknames.
Dot.
G.
Yeah.
G. I have different names because I do lots of different things. I rap. Also a bodybuilder. I love video games. That's the reason why we started this podcast. I love psychology and anything that gets the brain working. I extremely don't like anything that's mundane, things that are not, that's interesting. I love random. I love surprises. Things like that is like, I live for things like that. If something is typical, no novelty, I'm not for it. At the same time, I like to do things extremely creative. At the same time, to a certain degree, with direction. Although the way that I think is rarely in direction. So that's me in a capsule.
Very focused and
did that in 30 seconds.
Individual.
I swear you went off. What is it, ladies? We're talking about ladies. Anyways, let's get back into...
Did we talk about ladies?
That's for the ladies to decide. Anyways, let's get back into what this topic is all about. Everybody is suffering the whole coronavirus thing.
Yes,
everybody's
brutal,
at
man.
home. A lot of people, like, their mind is all over the place. I think for me, like, personally, like, I feel like a lot of people, they got to take care of the way that their mental is working right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of depression that's kicking in.
Not only that, but I think, like, interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
Because, like, everybody's locked down together. And I think that is something that needs to be addressed to a certain degree.
Certainly. So that's why we decided to title this video Apocalypse.
That's why we decided to title it. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but okay. Anyways, so it's titled Apocalypse because, I mean, it's the way that it feels like now is that.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily us. But a lot of you guys.
How does that sound?
Well, not.
For someone who likes montages.
Anyway, we're gonna go
collages.
into the games.
Go into the games.
We're gonna collage this shit together. Don't worry about it.
I like that. That was a really good recovery. We're gonna collage this shit together. Yeah. All right. So, apocalypse, coronavirus. People are staying at home, and basically, there's a lot of games that we would like to recommend that would further increase your anxiety if you take the games a lot more seriously. But I think
I gotta say, relieve your stress.
Yeah.
Because, like, stress relief, as everybody knows, is a really important part of life. Like, you can't just go on building it up. You need an anxiety relief, So we are saying this could be it for you.
That's what he's saying. I'm not saying that, but
yeah, G's saying that too. Don't worry about it. I'll get him on board by the end of the show.
Don't worry about it. Okay. So okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say, I hate the fact I'm saying basically, but I'm gonna say basically, to the point, is that when it comes to these games that we're gonna recommend, they depict different variations of the apocalypse, right? I'm not saying that this is the apocalypse. I know there's like a lot of people that might be thinking that way. I know I got friends who say like, yo, like this is it. There's a lot of posts on there's a lot of posts on Instagram like it's 2020. How did 2020 start? There was a war that was about to happen. You know about
like
the war.
Biblical shit?
No, like a war, like the whole like there was like Donald Trump versus like North Korea, like that kind of thing, and there was like all these other things that was happening, like Kobe Bryant dying in an accident, things like that. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But I mean, I'm just saying that 2020 has a lot of these things that is like, if you really think about it, it's not boring. I mean, boring. That's the worst way to say it, I guess. But it's not.
Stop digging the hole.
I am digging the fucking hole, but it's not boring.
For yourself.
No, but it's what hole am I digging?
Like coronavirus. Your takeaway is it's not boring. Come on,
if you're gonna simplify it like that.
Come on.
That was my point in the beginning. Wait, the fucking title says apocalypse. So excuse me for fucking honing in on that word, right?
So you are gonna enjoy the apocalypse.
Enjoy. I never said that.
But it's not boring.
No, I'm merely expressing all the things that I'm seeing on Instagram where people are stuck being at home. And when I look at the news, like couples are breaking up because they can't stand each other at home.
Really?
Well, yeah. There's like
Fuck.
Don't question me. It's like, yo, like that's what it is though. Like things like that are happening. It's like they couples are staying at home for a long time, and like this is what they're doing. And
actually,
kids.
Actually, can I interject there? My friend of mine said like he's been off work for like 2-3 months in the UK, and he said it's lucky that my wife had to work, and he's at home with 2 kids, like reasonably aged, not young kids, because he said it would be brutal. Like,
so you're helping me? You helping me dig this hole, or
no? To spend like every day like together.
That's what I mean. So,
but it's also a bit like, let's look on the positive side.
The fucking sign says apocalypse.
We can kill zombies during this.
Stick to it. Don't. You're going left and right. You're like.
Apocalypse.
Oh my god, this guy. So I'm talking about it like this is what's happening. So this is the kind of worries that people are having, and it gets that emotion of like maybe this is the end.
And I agree.
We have these games right now that is the point of this whole podcast, which is that they are playing. Like these are the kind of games that talk about apocalypse and apocalyptic events. So obviously we did not expect. Like, I'm not saying that this is the apocalypse. First of all, let me say that this is not the apocalypse.
Are you sure?
Yes, but
are you sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, we're gonna get through this.
How can you be sure?
We're gonna get through this.
Okay.
People are stronger than that.
Yeah.
So we are stronger than that, and this is the kind of games that you could play that would play on the imagination of what it would be like if it really was the apocalypse. And if it was the apocalypse, what would you do?
Build up your strength. Right?
So having said that, so these are the games that we recommend you play to pretty much just push your mind away off this event, which is not the apocalypse but an apocalyptic event, and kind of imagine yourself being in that situation.
That's a great intro.
The first game?
That I would say, because it's not really a positive game, but what I would say is like once you play these games, you will feel more kind of confidence in your ability to deal with situations. Yeah. And that is what what I'm personally going for. Okay. It's like once you put yourself in a situation, you know how to deal with it next time. And the first one I'm going to put on there is Metro.
Okay, Metro. Great choice. Never played it.
Russian Metro.
Go on, talk to us about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on a great, absolutely brilliant novel. If you haven't read it, you should read it. You got plenty of time now. Russian Metro.
You recommend the game or the book?
Both.
Okay.
Which
one first?
That's a tough decision for anybody. Like, go with your gut. Whatever you want to do. Like, if you're a PC gamer, because Metro mainly came out in PC, but you can get on PlayStation 4, you can get the whole series on a digital remaster. So go with your gut. I would recommend, even if you do play the game and you don't read the novel, you should read the novel, because it's really and there's a lot of heart. And that's what we're talking about during this time, right? It's hardship, and it's things that we think we can't overcome, but we do eventually. And Metro is a great representation of that. So my first recommendation, Metro.
All right, that is now in the bag, Metro. For me, I'm going to recommend The Last of Us, because I feel like that's a very good game to not necessarily I think it's more of for me personally, when I played it, and to think that this is this is the end of the world, and these things are happening. Yeah. It's a lot to take in, and I'm not saying that the current situation reflects that, which is the reason why I'm picking the game, because legit, if there was plant eating monsters out of nowhere, that is, you don't have time to play games. You don't have time. You shouldn't be playing games.
It's not plant eating monsters.
You shouldn't be playing games. Why are you playing games? There's plant monsters everywhere.
They're spores. They're fungal spores.
But
that
it
infect
it,
your brain.
it plays with the idea of like what you would do in that situation and the
Right.
moral decisions that you're gonna have to make um as you are role playing as this character who is
Right.
in the middle of that, which I think is very cool. And I think is very like important, like, you know, like, oh, like you see this person, you know that he's a human, but real talk, like, you know, he's the bad human. And like, you know,
Can I say, G?
wait, I'm talking. So, and he's going against you, and at the same time there's this balance of protecting this co-character with you, somebody who, you know, and you have to think about them as well, so your decisions not only reflect your own decisions but as well as the people that have to deal with you. So I'm not saying it in the terms of like this is, you know, like a realistic scenario, because it's not, but the role playing and having those ideas in your head and what it would take and what it would look like is kind of entertaining. At least I hope it's entertaining. All right, so go ahead, you were trying to add on to that.
Yeah. I thought Joel, in that sense, was a really interesting character because he made some bad decisions in his life during the apocalypse, and he recovered from it. And I think that's why it's such an endearing story, is because like someone in crisis can make bad decisions, and they can that that story shows, and that's why it's such a beautiful game, is that story shows that they can really come back from that, you know, where they've kind of lost their humanity, they've lost their soul, and they can still come back. And that's why we love it.
So the game is about that. It's about all the emotional turmoils that you would go through, the emotional experiences, the traumas that this
Yeah.
character might be going through, and through what you mentioned earlier, or almost have yet to mention, was the catharsis, right? To kind of
Yeah.
just let it release, let it go.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, because it's about to come up on his end. So I would recommend to play that game because it's extremely fun. I mean, it's exciting. You're playing with the idea. You know, it's not a reality. I hope it doesn't become a reality. But, you know, that is one apocalyptic game that is definitely worth your time based off the story, the gameplay, and the overall flow of the game from beginning to end. It's extremely exciting. So that is one game that I do recommend.
Yeah, it's an overall look in the mirror at yourself. What would you do? And I think it does that really well. So 100% recommended.
All right. And your second game.
My second game is not Last of Us, because that's what G did. My second game is Resident Evil.
Bang. Resident Evil. I think it's a very fun choice.
Like, and you can play any one of them, because who doesn't love to kill zombies, right?
Mm.
Except zombies, I guess. Do zombies like to kill zombies? Anyway, so yeah, Resident Evil has recently been re-released, as you know, on PlayStation 4. So they've had Resident Evil 2, I think, and Resident Evil 3. So that's a kind of apocalyptic game.
It is, though.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not my favorite, but I'm going to put it at number 2 because blowing a shotgun like to a zombie's head is always satisfying. Like apocalypse or not.
The new game came out. It has very good reviews. Resident Evil 3.
I heard it about
the
reviews.
remake, Resident Evil 2 remake. I'm dying to play that.
2 remake had good reviews. 3 had bad reviews.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but all I'm saying is
because the 2 was so good that it's hard to fucking top that.
Yeah.
Like to beat something that's great and you use the same model. Like if Resident Evil 3 came out remake first and then you have Resident Evil 2 release.
So don't cash in on a good game by a cheap remake, right?
No, the remake is
which is what they said it was. Yeah. But let's not argue now, right?
It's not an argument.
Our topic is apocalypse. Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
I'm just saying that
shotgun to the brain of a zombie is always satisfying, and it's no more satisfying than in Resident Evil. That's why Resident Evil 2 remake is on my apocalypse number 2 spot.
And my point is that in the US, a lot of people have like shotguns. And like, you know, this is just a game. We were talking about gaming. Don't do that things in real life. Just
okay.
my point of
Is
view.
that a real thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, mental issues are happening right now. People have access to shotguns. I don't know. It was
Okay.
it was just, you know, just,
that's worth saying.
it was just, you know, the way that you got excited over it was a little bit.
Sorry. It's just zombies.
Obviously, we're messing around. Yo, we're dealing with gamers here. We're not dealing with the media. All right? The media tends to overblow things. Exactly. But no, I like your choice. I think like Resident Evil is a very good thing to play. Mainly for like the enjoyment of it, that, you know, like this is, you know, like it's apocalyptic, right on topic, and the weapons in that game is very good. The graphics on the new one is unbelievable. Like I said, I'm very excited to play it. Unfortunately, I haven't played it yet.
Resident Evil 3, you mean?
Both. Resident Evil 2.
Remake?
No, Resident Evil.
Have you heard bad things about that though?
Resident Evil 3?
Yeah.
It's all the same. If you've never played 2, 3 is still good. It's just that if you compare 3 to 2, it's not as good. Right? Because it's like you've already experienced it. The novelty is gone. You feel like you're playing the exact same game with different.
So that's a bad game then, right?
Based off like hindsight kind of thing. Somebody who's never played either or, I don't know. Like if you give me Resident Evil 3 first, I could be like, this game is freaking sick.
Why are you making excuses?
No, this is non-playable critics. I'm just talking about my point of view.
It sounds like you're making excuses.
For what? I'm not getting paid for this.
For non-Resident Evil.
I'm supporting your point.
3.
I'm supporting your point. Resident Evil is good.
2 is a good game. 3 is a bad game. Just say that.
That's how you feel. That's not how I feel.
Okay.
Because I haven't played either or. So once I play it, then I can tell you how I feel.
Okay.
I can't base it off like
I
other
like
people
that.
think.
That's why we work together. He's a true man to his word. He never talks shit about any game that he hasn't played.
That's word. That's
me, on the other hand, I talk a shit about everything.
Okay. So coming up to my number 2 game. It's gonna have to be the Fallout series. That is a very post-apocalyptic
good call
game. It's basically Skyrim minus the medieval part. A lot of people like Las Vegas, like New Vegas, sorry. Fallout New Vegas.
I've always wanted to play that.
Me too. So I'm gonna change my topic. Do you have anything to say about that? Because I'm gonna change it. You know what I'm gonna change it to?
Whoa! Don't.
Whoa! Surprise!
Oh,
I changed it. I changed it. Rewind. Mad Max for PlayStation 4. And I'm gonna say that
it's not a game.
Yeah, it's a very underrated
Fuck
game,
off.
and I highly recommend it.
Shut up, G.
Controversial Mad Max PlayStation 4.
You're trolling me. What the fuck
I'm
you
not.
doing?
I'm not. There's a reason why I'm not gonna say Fallout, because to be honest, like I didn't play Las Vegas, number 1, so I know that's a gaming sin. I know a lot of people who have played it. It's in high regards. Unfortunately, during that time, I was very into first-person shooters. So, having said that, I tried to get into Fallout using the current Fallout 4, but unfortunately, I also played that late. And to me, it was like the graphics is falling out. I'm not a graphics whore. I'm more of a gameplay thing. But if I have Fallout 4, which is X amount of years ago, and you have God of War that's distracting you with its shininess, I would rather play God of War. So I'm not saying that Fallout 4 is a bad game and that your experience with it is illegitimate. As of right now,
it's shit.
The way that I am playing the game, unfortunately, it doesn't match up to it. Like I would, even though Skyrim, I'm more of like a medieval guy when it comes to it. Like post-apocalyptic games is not really there for me, except for my third game, which I'm gonna have you wait for. But having,
ooh, I got a bunch of questions.
All right, well let it out.
You mentioned like Skyrim and Fallout, right?
Okay.
So
is the reason why I'm not picking Fallout 4 as my second. If you want to take that pick,
come on, like slow down and explain it.
Explaining, it's a lot of people's pick. and I just want to cover my grounds when I picked it.
Oh, so what you're saying is Fallout is a lot of people's pick.
Correct.
So you wanted to say it initially. What's Skyrim got to do with it? Because fucking Skyrim is an amazing game. So why are you dragging that into the mix?
No, I'm saying that because Fallout is a post-apocalyptic Skyrim, and Skyrim is a medieval
Skyrim is an amazing game. Fallout's a piece of shit, right?
Okay,
This is what you're saying.
that's not what I'm saying.
A little bit.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What game?
I'm saying the setting is different. The gameplay is somewhat the same.
What would you rather play?
I said Skyrim
Exactly.
because I never got
This
into
is
the
a better
Fallout.
game.
I miss New Vegas is my point.
So you played New Vegas.
No, that I missed it, and that was
I thought you meant I missed it. Like, oh, so long, buddy. I'll see you later.
no, I missed it.
Okay.
Like the Fallout New Vegas, I missed it. The whole series, Fallout 3. I keep saying New Vegas.
So
sorry.
let's recap. We love Skyrim. Yeah. Like 1, 2. That's 2 votes. Skyrim is one of the fucking best games.
I'm saying I missed it.
You miss New Vegas.
I missed it.
You played it for a little bit and you haven't seen it for a long time.
I explained myself. Don't explain it for me. Talk about yourself. What are you getting at? This is my point of view.
And you hate Fallout.
I didn't say that. I said I missed it.
Yeah. That's what
I explained myself. You're re-explaining me in the wrong light. What are you doing?
Said.
That's not what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, anyways, I said what I said. I'm not going to rehash what I said because I know what I said. So, having said that, I do recommend Mad Max. It's a very underrated game.
Yeah, must be.
Unfortunately, it came out at the same time as another big game. I think it might have been Metal Gear Solid. Correct me if I'm wrong. Send us an email. All good.
Seriously, is it like RPG, Mad Max RPG?
I'm not gonna say anything. Okay, so the game is basically a post-apocalyptic game, and it has everything to do with like a car and an open barren, and just I had so much fun with that game. It was unbelievable. Like I couldn't believe that I had so much fun with this game.
A lot of driving.
A lot of driving.
Yeah, he's a driving man, right?
But not only that, but the fighting system is very good.
No, but there's nothing to be ashamed of, G. You love.
I'm not
driving
ashamed
games,
of
right?
recommending this game.
Yeah.
As a gamer, I extremely recommend Mad Max, especially now if you have a lot of time. It's one of those gems that a lot of people haven't explored because during that time there was a lot of like AAA releases. I highly recommend Mad Max as a post-apocalyptic game. Extremely well done. The gameplay is fun. That's the most important thing. It was fun. It wasn't a drag to go through it. The story, the character, they were relatively I think they were pretty good. But just the driving, the mechanics of the game, I'm more of like a mechanics kind of guy. If the game is fun, the game is fun.
Especially
Anyways,
driving, right?
Mad Max, that's where I'm going with.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. Post-apocalyptic game.
Number 3.
Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Animal Crossing, like that's what's gonna happen to us all when the apocalypse takes over. Like we'll all be put on an island and forced to plant trees and serve a fox. So that's my number 1 choice for the post-apocalyptic game is Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Have you played Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Which version?
I've been enslaved by it.
Which version?
Several times.
Which version?
Every version.
Which version?
All of them.
Which version?
On the Nintendo.
Which Nintendo?
All of them.
What all
64.
of them? Nintendo
SNES.
Nintendo 64.
SNES.
Super Nintendo. So you've been playing Animal Crossing since the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Do you know how old I am?
Do you know that there's no Animal Crossing in Super Nintendo?
Do you know there is?
Oh, okay.
Right?
At Dan Cap. At Dan Cap. Go on. So, why Animal Crossing as a post-apocalyptic game?
Because it is. Like, after, like...
Is it a commentary on how it's being popular now? Or are you recommending it? Like, why are you saying that this is a game
I'm not
that people should play?
recommending it. We already recommended the best games. What was it? Resident Evil?
There's so much more games out there to recommend.
Like Mad Max? Was the last one?
Whoa. Have you played Mad Max?
Come on.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. You got any more? You want to take my number one spot? Go
No,
ahead.
I mean Animal Crossing.
Go on in.
Animal Crossing.
Go on. You think?
No, I'm very curious at that pick. It's like, why Animal Crossing?
Because it's a sign of the zombie apocalypse. Like when everyone is playing Animal Crossing, that's a sign the zombie apocalypse is taken over, right? And then the real game starts.
Isn't that like a social commentary? Like that's what's happening now.
No, it's a game. It's
No,
a game.
That's what's happening now, though. It has nothing to do with the game. That's what's happening.
No,
now.
apocalypse.
But no, but that's what but now is not the apocalypse. It's
Animal
everybody has a lot of
apocalypse.
time. This game came out, and then because it came out at this time, people decided to try this game, and that's
So
why
if
it's
you
popular.
have a better suggestion,
No, it's not a better.
I'm
I'm
willing
just
to hear
curious
it.
as to like
Why didn't you?
why
give
did you
it-
curate this game in particular? Like Animal Crossing
Because
is
I
such
hate
a
it.
left pick game. Like,
Because I'm biased because I hate the game. I have to be honest.
so you recommend the game because you hate it.
And I think it's like a sign of the oncoming apocalypse of gaming, in particular, not society, just gaming.
The apocalypse of gaming, like gaming is gonna end.
Depends how you term game apocalypse, right?
Okay, so back.
So, like I gave you my free pick. Fuck you. You're gonna throw me under the bus.
Whoa! I didn't throw you under the bus. I asked you.
I give him.
I asked
I
you-
give him my
Why
number
are you
one pick.
arguing-
He couldn't think of one.
No, bro. I'm just asking you to articulate your pick.
I articulated it.
Your
Don't
pick.
throw your fancy words at me.
you
motherfucker.
said Mad Max was a left field pick, and
Hey,
I'm like, I
go on, then.
justified it.
Show me number one pick, then.
My number one pick.
My number one pick. I'm giving that pick to you.
Okay.
Post-apocalyptic, television. No, I mean video game.
Wasteland 2.
Oh, you never played that shit. Fuck you.
What? I played Wasteland 2.
Dying Night.
Wasteland 2 is a very good game. It's an RTS type of game.
It's not even out
If
yet.
you like games like
Wasteland 2 is not even out.
No, it's out. Wasteland 3
No,
is not
it's
out.
not.
Wasteland 3 is not out.
No, I
Wasteland-
bet you Wasteland 2 is not out.
No, Wasteland 2 is out.
No, it's not.
Wasteland 2 Director's Cut is a very good game to pick.
Nah, it's not out. It's not out.
It's a game that if you,
Audience, don't listen to him. It's not out.
you can send us an email at nonplayablecritics@gmail.com, and we will read your comments in the next episode if you are
I hope I'm right.
there. But Wasteland 2 Director's Cut is one of those picks that is kind of like it would be in the realm of Fallout. Obviously it was a Fallout successor, or the same people that worked on Fallout 1
Oh, really?
was the same people that made that game. So
Because they sold the rights to Bethesda, right?
I'm not
After they made Fallout 1. So it might be like more of an indie studio. Actually, it made Wasteland. And, yeah, anyway, sorry.
So Fallout, Wasteland is it's a very like old school RPGs. I have like some sort of affinity for old school RPGs where it's like, you create these characters and you send them out in the world and then everybody reacts to it. It's actually I'm not sure when, but it's been released on the Nintendo Switch, so a lot of people have been getting into it. But I have played Wasteland 2. Unfortunately, I haven't finished it, but I just like the options in the game, the way the characters are built. The story building is very good, albeit it starts kind of slow, but once you really get into the role-playing aspect of it, as if you are these rangers that's trying to navigate these post-apocalyptic world, I definitely do recommend it.
When did it come out, G?
It came out some time ago on the PC. It's a
Like
very
a while
old game.
ago.
Yeah.
Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Like Microsoft Xbox, I mean. Was it out on the PlayStation?
It was out on, I played it on the PC. It's out on PS4, the Director's Cut. The Wasteland, yes, it was like basically a PC release.
So I'm thinking of number 3.
So I do recommend Wasteland 2. Wasteland 2 is a very good game. Yeah, so that's your pick, was Wasteland 2. Very good game. And then now my pick for one of the games. That was your pick. You took one of my picks. My next pick is gonna be Borderlands. Borderlands is a first-person shooting game that has a post-apocalyptic or space type of feel to it. Very
Apocalypse. What's going on?
what?
Come on and explain. Explain yourself, man.
Very good game. Very good game. A lot of it's in a world.
Apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's an island that has like no living beings in it, or scarce. Borderlands 2 is what I'm talking about. Borderlands 3 I haven't played, but I'm pretty sure it's all in the same line. So you create this character that's going into these barren lands and like barren lands and apocalyptic, sure.
Come on, we gotta come up with some more apocalyptic games. That's
Okay, let's just list the
that's
apocalyptic
called
games.
dystopian. Borderland is dystopian world, not apocalyptic. I can't even say apocalyptic. Apocalyptic is like when people are gonna fucking die at the turn of a hat.
I was thinking like
That's not
barren,
Borderlands.
just like
So we go right. Last of Us, we agree, right? Last of Us, Dying Light,
okay.
right? You said, right? Oh no. Oh, Dying Light.
Apocalyptic, like some event happened, and it's like this is it. I was just thinking like
we're all in for ourselves.
but I'm thinking like you being in a place that has like things that happen to it. Like what says that Borderlands is like not an apocalyptic thing?
It seems too cheerful, right?
No, it's like it's an empty place. It's an empty barren place. It's very real.
dystopian.
It's like
Dystopian view of the
Wild
future.
West. It's like Wild West, and like it's not normal civilization.
That's not apocalyptic, though. Right?
I think it's like post-apocalyptic. Like
Maybe.
apocalyptic. If you say apocalyptic, that something is about to happen. If we go apocalyptic, I would say Final Fantasy VII. That's an apocalyptic game because at the end of
there
the
we go
game,
then.
this thing, yeah. But then every pick that we did prior to it doesn't really it doesn't really apply to
No,
it.
but explain why you think 7 is an apocalyptic game.
No, because no, it's like not post-apocalyptic. It's because it's apocalyptic. Because it's like the sun, the meteor is crashing down onto
But it has to be
island.
after that, right?
Then you're saying
After that.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. Isn't that what we're talking about?
That's what I said. So Borderlands can go in that. It's like it's post-apocalyptic. That things have already happened and you're playing the game afterwards, right?
It's a good argument, but I think like the general consensus, and
Whose general consensus?
yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that's not a valid argument.
Okay.
But like apocalypse or apocalyptic means like tragedy. Like Borderlands is quite like funny and enjoyable, so that wouldn't for me qualify, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Says the guy without a third pick, but okay.
Yeah, and that's why I enjoy talking now, right? What are those games? It's like not a world you would want to live
These
in.
are games I recommend.
Borderlands.
Games I enjoy playing.
Borderlands, people enjoy being in that world, right?
Yeah.
What are the games that are like that, but you don't enjoy being in the world? And it's like you are scared.
Why would I recommend it?
No, because you're scared. And it makes you fight for your life.
Okay, do you have an example that perfectly describes that?
You stole my pick. Actually, it was Last of Us.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. You got any examples?
No, I'm asking you. You're trying to explain this idea to me. So does Last of Us encapsulate that?
Aliens? Any Aliens game? Alien Isolation? Something like that.
Good game. I never played it, but I do want to play it.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
Something like that, right? Apocalypse, it means like a world that you don't want to be in, right? The world has gone wrong.
That says every game. The world has gone wrong. The premise of like a shit ton of game.
Though, right?
I can say Mega Man.
Oh, really? Is that your...
No, I'm just
is that
thinking.
your third
I'm just saying. No, I already told you my third pick. It was Borderlands.
Mega Man.
Borderlands was my third
Dot's pick was Megalands.
pick. Megalands. What are you talking about? Anyways, That is our pick for today. So
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic games, there's so many of them.
Yeah. Like seriously, what should we suggest?
I already suggested what I suggested. Seriously,
Oh yeah. Okay.
you have a third pick.
To finalize the podcast, no? You want to sum up?
What was your pick? You want to give it another pick?
Dying Light 2, Resident Evil, and Last of Us. Beautiful games. You should play them all.
There you go. So those are the games that have apocalyptic themes, post-apocalyptic themes. So basically themes that deals with a lot of like tragedy or just even the environment. You're playing in the environment of barren lands, barely any people. Like like the complete opposite of that is anything. For example, like Persona 5. Like that's so many people, lots of things. Like it has nothing to do with that. But in terms of like something happened and this is this is it. There's other games like that. Like, can you list any other games that had to deal with that? Like that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, there's loads that try to. I mean, I'm playing Infamous now, and that does a very similar feel to a post-apocalyptic.
Infamous has a lot of like running around NPCs, no? It's in modern city, right?
Yeah, but it's the idea is that they've someone has disposed of like a nuclear or like some kind of bomb in the city, and they're living in the aftermath of that. So that's post-apocalyptic. That's apocalypse.
Which one? Which game?
Apocalypse. Infamous.
One?
Yeah.
Infamous 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Infamous 1. Apocalypse. Anything to add to that?
What?
Apocalypse. Infamous 1. Any other games that has to do with?
No, do you have anything to add? Or
I mean,
I'm gonna do this shit on my own.
Horizon. Horizon. You know the Horizon game?
Horizon, yeah.
The Horizon.
New Horizons.
Yeah, you heard that, right? The one with the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is very
Good.
post-apocalyptic.
Good.
Run by dinosaurs.
We have to climb up and.
And another pick I would think would
It's like
be
Shadow of the Colossus, right?
Shadow of the Colossus is another one. Yeah. I think Detroit is one. That's kind of like
Becoming
apocalyptic. Yeah, becoming human. I feel like that's like lacking, becoming human, lacking humans.
So
Right.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. I mean, we have like, there's so many games that deal with that, I think. But the ones that you recommend were those three.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil,
Last of Us.
Last of Us,
Dying Light.
Dying Light,
And Tetris.
and Tetris for good measures, because there's no humans in there. For me, I recommended, the controversial one was Mad Max, Last of
I
Us.
want to play that now.
Last of Us,
Actually.
Mad Max, and
It better be good though, G.
it's great.
Don't be fucking with
It's
me.
great. It's great. It's such a good game. Like it's so
Really?
it's so relaxing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. If you haven't
I
played
knew it
Mad
was
Max,
driving in it. As soon as you said that,
it's a good game.
I was like, I knew the driving
It's such a good game.
must be good.
Yeah. I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
I played a lot of games and that game captured.
yeah, I know you have it. So.
Saints Row is another game
Which
that
one?
has like 4, I think.
Are you
4
like,
has the post-apocalyptic one with the
everyone
alien.
is like kind of completely different.
But I wouldn't play Saints Row now because like it's so outdated. Like there's in terms of like, it's outdated in a bad way. Like some games are outdated in a good way. Like you want to play, like for example, like I recommended Wasteland 2,
Yeah.
right? And that game is like, yeah, it's outdated, but it's like the gameplay, the core mechanics is very nice.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth the play. Especially now that it's on the Switch, so you can take it on the go. So it's just you can piece the adventure out. I think like now that's like that's the evolution of RPGs, where it's like you can take it on the go. Anyways, that's a topic for another time. Thank you for checking out this Non-Playable Critics episode. Obviously, it's your boy Dot.
And Dan Cap.
And thank you so much for checking us out. We have a YouTube channel. We have a Spotify channel. I don't know where you're listening to us. But if you have any topics that you want us to cover, do email us
please.
at nonplayablecritics@gmail.com.
Hey.
And yeah, let us know if you have any questions or anything that you want us to cover, or any topics that you want us to go over with. Obviously, if you have any questions, yeah, it's all there. Also, we have an Instagram, Non-Playable Critics at IG, right? So you know it there. So send us a message right there. Obviously, we're all starting it out here, and thank you for spending your time with us. I hope you guys are staying safe. You and yours. It's your boy Dot
and Dan Cap.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy.
Yeah.